Hello, welcome to Off the Stage Podcast, HMV Special!
Yeah, and we're really not drained because this is not the end of the HMV that we're recording to put at the beginning.
Yeah.
I think today's going to be a great day, James.
I think it's going to be really good. We've got lots of good, brilliant artists.
Yeah, do you know what? I've got a feeling that I think there's going to be a good crowd as well.
I think it is, yeah.
I think people are going to come at the beginning, stick around, and people are going to turn up throughout the day.
I think throughout the galaxy, people are going to be coming throughout the galaxy.
I think we might have a chance of Star Wars propping up, you know.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Who else do I think is going to turn up? I think you're going to have a panic attack.
Yeah, need a panic attack, yep.
And it's a bit, you know what, I think it's until you have your meal deal.
Yeah,
I think that's... If the penny hasn't dropped yet, we have just finished it. But we're going to intro the podcast,
yes.
Which on the positive side means we can tell you what a day it's been.
Yes.
It's going to be fantastic. Every single act was amazing.
Yeah.
As we've done this, we've kind of winged it. We
Yeah.
didn't really prep this. So we don't know if this is going to be separated in two podcasts, if this is going to be one big podcast, how we're going to release the songs.
Yeah, I'm just going to play it by ear, I think,
Yeah.
just on post editing.
Yeah. But as a proper intro, we are at HMV Newcastle, which is located in Eldon Square. We're on the second floor, which is normally fantastic, except the lift doesn't work. So when we've had to lug all the PA system, we've had to do it from every flight of stairs down to the basement.
Although I took the metro, so when we drop all your gear off, you can just drive off. I've got to climb back up the stairs.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Didn't think that one through, did I?
No.
Never mind.
It's easier to climb up without carrying stuff, though.
Yeah, that's very true, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, man. We're finally here.
Yeah, we
HMV.
are. Yeah, and well, I guess we should just get cracking and start the show.
Yeah.
Emelia Dobson.
Emelia Dobson. You're going to watch them and hear them now.
You said it would work out in the end. You said we could all be friends. And it's so simplistic, it's the life I want to be living. Life with a view. Life through the view of an adult, totally perplexing. Life through the view of a child, innocent and ever meddling. So many points of view, don't know which one to choose. Life with a view. Just seems so cool. If calls on the couch or at the bar playing pool tend to be more chill, just take it slow. Don't back out, I'm not like you, you know. You're forgetting that there's other people too. You forget that they've got jobs and they contribute. You're forgetting that I've got work to do. I don't just sit around. You don't think that, do you? Life through the view of an adult, totally perplexing. Life through the view of a child, innocent and ever meddling. So many points of view, don't know which one to choose. Life with a view. Hey, it's alright, I'm doing great, thanks for asking. Hey, it's alright, cause my jokes are everlasting. Hey, it's alright, I'm going to ace all of my tests. Hey, that's a lie, but I'm trying my best. Hey, it's alright if you're hurting on the inside. Hey, it's alright if you just need time to hide. Hey, it's alright if we all don't have each other. Hey, it's alright, I'll be there like no other. It's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright. You said it would work out in the end. You said we could all be friend. But it's not so simple. Please don't cry, 'cause it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright. Thank you.
Well, welcome to Off the Stage podcast, live and local here at HMV. I'm here with Emelia Dobson, and she's just signed her first.
First ever poster.
Right, so Emelia, how do you think that went? Did you enjoy yourself?
I really did. It's
Yeah.
my first ever gig, so
Was it really?
it is.
Ah, well, you absolutely smashed it.
Thank you so much. Forgot the lyrics, but what can you do?
Everybody forgets the lyrics. Honestly,
Yeah.
like it's an endemic on me. Like I don't think I've ever played a single gig where I remembered all the words. The trick is, the more gigs you do, the more you realise how easy it is just to make up words on the spot,
Yeah,
and nobody ever notices.
exactly.
It's great
Yeah.
fun. So how did you get into music?
Well, basically, my entire life, all my family are like part of like the theatre and performing arts and stuff like that. So I've grown up around here, and my mum is a huge fan of musical theatre. So naturally, we've become fans, and then music kind of just came really easily. And I wanted to pick up guitar when I joined senior school, and
Yeah.
so I kind of just went from there. I wanted to write my own songs, and I love music so much.
I like your style of songs. You got quite like a, it's almost like a folk punky kind of
that's
vibe.
kind of what I'm going for.
It reminds of have you ever heard of the band Apes of the State?
I've heard of them. I
Right.
haven't listened to them.
Listen to Apes of the State.
I will.
Right, that's just when I was listening to you, that's who you reminded us of. No, it's really good.
Thank you very much.
So was that they were all your own songs that you did,
All
wasn't
my
it?
own songs, yeah.
Brilliant.
I've got like, I don't know, I'm a really big fan of like Will Bassett's music. I don't know if you've heard of him, but his music, and also the Cramps.
I've heard of the Cramps. Yeah.
Cramps, I love the Cramps. So
No, that's cool.
try to get
You kind of like mulled them all together.
all together. I like Alanis Morissette and
Very good.
Joni Mitchell, but like I don't. That's not very
Yeah.
proper.
No,
That
that's
doesn't really
absolutely
show.
fine.
But yeah.
No, so are you planning on doing more gigs after this? Or have you got some on the pipeline or?
Well, at the moment I'm really busy because I'm in a production of Les Mis, school edition.
yeah, that's gonna be
at school. And so I'm actually missing rehearsals right now.
Oh well,
But it's all right.
worthwhile cause. I'm sure they'll not mind.
I know they're there with it. I already asked them, and they were just like, yeah. But I was like, if you said no, I would have went anyway. I would have came anyway.
No, that's spot on.
But
Well,
yeah.
that's absolutely spot on. Well, thank you very much for playing. What we're going to be doing, because unfortunately, because with you being the first, because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to get each act to ask another act a question. Because you were the first act, I didn't have an act. But if you have a question for the next act that's on for me to ask, what would it be?
Does it have to be about something?
It doesn't have to be anything.
Um.
It's just a bit of fun, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to think. Sorry.
It's okay.
What's your favourite TV show?
What's your
Sorry.
favourite TV show? So I'll make sure I write that down. So I'm going to ask him, and then you're going to have to watch the podcast to see his answer.
Well.
Well, thank you very much, Emelia. Thank you for joining us, and I'm sure just keep us updated with any new, because we've got you added on Instagram. We're going to tag all your unless you've got any other tags to give us, just Instagram that you're on mainly, or
And YouTube, I've got it's just the same, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's Emelia Music on
Emelia
YouTube.
Music on so Emelia Music is Emelia Music Official, isn't it?
That's on Instagram.
Instagram, Emelia Music Official on Instagram, and Emelia Music
Yeah.
on YouTube.
And the links in my bio on Instagram.
And the links are in the
so
bio.
That's fine.
That's absolutely, well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, that's no problem. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You
Keep
too.
us updated with any new songs that are coming out and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and we'll be sure to promote it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I was found by the river of the damned. Waters rising, one more minute till I drown. Hands that laid me, wrapped me tenderly in white. Fingers found me, reaching desperately for life. Where shall I go? Where shall I go? I was raised by a foreign family. The things unknown were my soliloquy. To look beyond, and see the things unseen. When they heard how they despise me, where shall I go? Father, where shall I go? And I sung, oh, I sung into your soul, into things you didn't know were old. When disappointment took your eyes, you left me on a rugged tree to die. Where shall I go? Father, where shall I go? I came to take you home. I came back, I came running back, I came to take you home. I came back, I came running back, I came to take you home. I came back, I came running back, I came to take you home. I came back, I came running back, I came to take you home. Thank you very much.
How long have you been doing the podcast for?
I think we first released it in June, so it's just less than a year, but
nice.
We're good to go. Well, this is like little add-on bits you can get. In the meanwhile, we've managed to work alongside HMV. Ollie Mears does a little video for it to promote it.
Oh, cool.
We've had Darth Vader come to our gigs.
Yeah.
Nice.
And a ghost that haunts the pub that we record at turns up now and then, slams doors and stuff. It's great crack.
Great.
Enjoy it.
So yeah, welcome guys. For our viewers watching, this is Philip Jonathan.
And Alicia.
And Alicia, yes. How did you think that went?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
It was great.
Like, it's just always fun to play live. I just really love it,
Yeah.
So it's good fun.
What was your favourite song? I really liked your first one. I know I'm going to jump in there, but the fact that you could put the violin in as well was like...
Yeah,
mesmerising.
Do you know what? At the moment, the second song, Working Things Out, is just because it's, you know, when you get like, you've just written a song and it's like fresh and it's like your favourite one.
Yeah.
So I'm still in that honeymoon phase before.
Yeah, I know what you
I've
mean.
overplayed it so
Such a good way to
much
put
that I hate it.
Yes, I've done that loads of times.
Yeah.
You get to the point where you play them in the crowd, start going, that's my favourite, and go, yeah, but I'm
And you're
sick
like,
of it now, so I'm not
so
playing that
over it.
anymore.
Could you have just loved this like 2 years ago?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're doing a thing where the guest we had on before asks a question, and at the end of this we're going to ask you a question to ask Scott. They want to know, what's your favourite TV show?
Oh, what a question.
Both for you.
You go first.
No, Phil, you're the star of the show. You need to go first.
Hardly. Right. Okay. So at the moment, everyone's been talking about The Traitors on BBC. Oh, I haven't heard of it. Well, everyone's been recommending
under a
it.
rock, though, don't worry about me.
Well, and we're like, just like, you know, when everyone's talking about something like, it's probably rubbish.
Yeah.
Then we watched like episode 1, we're just completely hooked. It's so dumb. It's just like Mafia or like Werewolf.
Oh yeah.
And it's like it's just like a really dumb show, but like the drama is so intense. And I'm one of those people who's like doesn't like TV stuff with drama. It's like, but like I'm just completely hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's so intense. I'm like, I've dreamt about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love when you watch a show so
Everyone's
frequently.
talking about it. I've not watched it.
Have you not?
I daren't.
What's your
I'll get
answer then?
addicted.
What would your favourite
I've got
TV
two.
show?
Am I
Go on
allowed
then.
two?
Of course you can.
So my all-time favourite TV show is This Is Us,
Okay.
which is like a family drama that follows lots of generations of family. It's beautiful. It's just stunning. I'd recommend anyone to watch it. My current favourite TV show is Happy Valley,
Right. Okay.
which is BBC crime
Is that
drama.
like a CBeebies thing?
No.
Alright.
It is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's like edge of your seat, shocking, fantastic crime series.
Yeah.
I'm telling everyone to watch it. It's really good.
If I get a chance, I might have to take a look
What's
at
your
these.
favourite?
Mine is available on Netflix, and it's a series called Gotham.
Oh, I've not watched that.
It's fantastic. It's the build-up of Batman, of course,
Oh,
but
nice.
it starts when his parents get shot, and it's more like the uprising of everyone else, and he kind of grows up in the background.
Oh,
So
cool.
it's more like Jim Gordon's series.
Yeah, that
Sure,
sounds
right.
good.
And then you can just kind of see him training and get towards the end. Yeah. We've still got like 5 minutes of this, but what would your question be to Scott, or do you want to answer that at the end?
So I don't know. I was torn between. Was pretty like standard icebreaker one, just like, what's your favourite ice cream?
No, go
Well,
on, you can do better.
I know it's rubbish. Although I did recently write some fan mail to Magnum for their like salted caramel.
Did you
actually?
Yeah. Like,
Did they send you
it's the
any back?
first. It's the first. No, that was the most disappointing thing. They did not send me ice cream. I mean, I guess ice cream in the post is probably like.
Yeah, it's not going to
Could
work.
have sent you a
is it?
voucher though,
Yeah,
couldn't
can
they?
send
You
a
know?
voucher. Yeah, exactly. But they just sent me an email being like, "Thank you, we'll pass it on." And I was like, "This is the first time I've written fan mail because I love it so much." And I'd be
Wow.
genuinely gutted if they removed it from the stores. But my question is, like, what is the weirdest gig you've ever played?
Okay. I'm convinced Scott can answer that one
Yeah.
in great detail. So a variety of songs that you played today. Are they all of it? I know you said the last one's coming out around April time.
Yeah.
No, it's not confirmed.
Yeah.
Are the rest all available to stream?
So the first and the third one, I Hope and Seafront, are both available yet. They're both part of a EP that I released about this time last year, called Pluma, which is Latin for feather, and there's a big feather on the front. And that's out. There's six or seven songs on it.
Okay.
So it's not really an EP. It's not really an album.
It's a small album, long EP kind of thing.
It's an album.
A palbum. Okay.
Nice.
But streaming's done weird stuff to albums anyway these days. So
You've just got released song after song, isn't it?
It's an EP in my head.
Yeah.
Those two are out, and then Working Things Out I just wrote, so I've not even got to the studio that. But then I've got Headlights, which is the lead track for my next EP, which I'll be releasing in bits over this year.
Okay.
With it coming out in autumn, hopefully.
Fantastic. So obviously when we've seen you live, we've seen you two together.
Yeah.
If you were to put on a show, would you front with a band? Would it just be you two again? Would there be more backing singers as well? Or?
So it's quite variable. I mean, I'd love to play with like a 40-person choir. That'd be great, and maybe a symphony orchestra in the background. That'd be ideal. But typically it's me, you. I've got a bassist called Ant and a drummer called Johnny. And that's like my current full set.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So when you guys play, do you still use the loop pedal?
Yes.
How does that work with the full band? Are they just got to be really in
It's
time
a
with
lot
it
of
all?
stress.
I imagine.
And sometimes it goes horribly wrong.
Yes.
I've once had to stop a performance in the middle because the person doing sound randomly turned up the foldback halfway through that violin loop, and it put so much feedback onto the loop, and it was just feedback in the loop. I was just like, I've just got to stop. It was awful.
I get that a lot. I mean, I do the loop pedal stuff. I don't use the violin, but I get that a lot just on the guitar. When you're feeding you, specifically to the sound engineers at the beginning, go just mind the monitors because it's going to feedback, and then the feedback's going to loop. Then that feedback's going to pile on top of that feedback, and it's just going to be a disaster.
It's going to be a very bad thing. Yeah. So but we basically just practice.
Yeah.
And then try and get like some in-ears for Johnny, the drummer, and he can sort of lock in
time.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. You were fantastic with your backing vocals.
Isn't she brilliant?
Thank you.
Do you play instruments at all?
Yeah, I do. So I play a bit of guitar. I wouldn't really call myself someone who plays an instrument.
Okay.
Just a quick plug. You're also a songwriter and a brilliant songwriter.
Yeah, I love songwriting. So I'd say I use instruments to write.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really say that I play an instrument in a band or anything.
Would you ever write your own songs? Like, come do one of these next time?
I'd love to.
Yeah?
I'd love to. I've literally no experience apart from Phil. Like, all glory to Phil because he's given me so much experience in gigging, live music, studio stuff, which feels like a bit of a momentum for my own stuff maybe in the future. Who knows? Maybe.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that. Of course, if anything does come out, let us know. We can get you on the podcast officially as well.
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah.
I think we're going to try and do these a bit more frequently.
It'd be fab. It's great.
Yeah,
it's really good.
So if anyone was to find you on social media, what would you insert be?
So all the socials, it's under Philip Jonathan Music. It's on Instagram and Facebook, and under tag Philip Jonathan on Twitter, but I don't really use Twitter. So I mean, I do occasionally. I'm just like, I think I tweeted Aldi to ask them why. I don't know if these are food related, to ask them why they stopped producing some biscuits.
Yeah.
You like contacting food companies, don't you?
Aldi and Magnum, eh?
I'm just
building a reputation.
Having a revelation right now that like this is like a pattern. This isn't like a one-off thing. Yeah. Anyway, they made the biscuits again there.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's like
Team Jonathan, eh?
Yeah.
Phil. It's crazy having two first names. On the same, mine goes as Conor Michael. I get a lot of Michael Connors. Sorry for that.
Oh, and I've also got some music videos on YouTube. But
The second.
Yeah, they're great.
Sorry, I got James telling me.
Check out the music videos.
they're good fun.
And just before we go, Rich is going to ask you guys to sign your posters. I think there's two, one for you to keep and one for them to post up.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for coming down. We're going to go and watch Scott next. If you're sticking around,
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
And we'll call that this section. But down.
The cemetery gates are closed. It's locked in memories of an older life that I was once supposed. So I best get myself back to Broadway to prepare myself for this shit show that is slowly on its way. And you had me at who the hell do you think you're talking to? Your face said it all, I couldn't help falling in love with you. And we threw those life jackets overboard, and now we're lost I see. Well, I drifted too far in the dark now, and I can't see. But we're only certain of this uncertainty. So sink this ship. Well, I'll sail away from this wreck until I lose my grip. Oh, sink this ship. Well, it's best that I just come out with it. You look as if you've just seen a ghost, and I don't know why I stopped replying to your social media posts. And I'm tired of all these silent pros. So it's time to find my way back to that older life and climb those cemetery walls. And your arms are a crack house for recovering broken hearts. Just a little hit from that love addiction helps heal those other parts. And I'm drowning inside an iceberg heading toward an oil slick. But it's not as cold as I am now, and it's even less toxic. So sink this ship. Sailed away from this wreck until I lose my grip. Oh, sink this ship. Well, it's best that I just come out with it. Well, there ain't no worrying here. The water seems calm and the waves are clear. Thank you. That's James Berry, who clearly writes a better song than I do. You know, well, yeah. So, I think we might be running a little bit shorter on time than, is that a thing? I'll do you a couple more anyway. This is a song that Elizabethtown released a couple of years ago now. Yellow lights are free and climbing up the saddle, grey behind me. Won't you help me walk away again? Blue the color of the water, Mary and her devil daughter, drinking ruby in the rain again. Oh, Mary, don't you die. Oh, Mary, don't you die, 'cause of the color of her eyes. color of the grasses. Mary and her new blue lassies come riding in the fall with me. Breathe the shades of all nights past me. Read the blood inside the old tree. Come riding in the fall with me. Oh, Mary, don't you die. Oh, Mary, don't you die. 'Cause of the color of her eyes. Oh, Mary, don't you die. Mary, don't you die. 'Cause of the color of her eyes. Thank you very much. Cheers.
So, no introduction needed from me, but for our audience, let me know. That was a brilliant set, by the way.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
That song, "Sink the Ship," was particularly.
I think that's my favourite from the set. Yeah, I don't know what inspired me to write that song.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. So, for the audience, what's that? No, it's fine. So it's just Conor interrupting.
He's just ruined my set, basically.
I know,
yeah.
that's it, aye. Right. So, for the audience, who are you? What kind of music do you do? And we already know what kind of music you do. We've already just played it. But what got you into music in the first place?
Oh, getting me into music. Basically, my dad had me obsessed with old school Fleetwood Mac, Peter Green stuff, stuff like the Smiths, and then my mum tried to bring me up exclusively on Wet Wet Wet, and I've got a really mixed up kind of view in music at this moment.
Like, that's pretty cool. So just hearing the sound check there, but that shouldn't be too silly, shouldn't it?
Sounded really good.
Yeah, we had some really good acts on. So you've been, in my opinion, the best one so far, but I'm a little bit biased because we are in a band together.
We do share a band, yeah.
Yes. For those, we might as well advertise our gig, mightn't we?
Yeah.
We're playing on the 26th of February at the Ship Isis.
Yep.
Make sure you come along to that.
Got some good support from Conor Michael and a guy called Keith Clark as well from the band Big Lamp.
Exactly. The question I was supposed to ask, Conor did the last interview. Weirdest gig stories. What was your weirdest gig?
So I was just having a little bit of a think about it while I was playing there, and I'm going to try and keep it clean because we have some slightly strange ones. So I'm going to say my weirdest gig that I've ever played. It was an old social club, and the average age of the audience was well into the 70s. And the highlight of the gig for me was this old lady just sat at the front with her fingers in her ears until I played Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, and then she was dancing. It was, but yeah, you get some odd gigs.
Yeah, honestly, there's no better than a social club gig. You find the. I'm trying to think of the politically correct word to describe.
I'm not sure there is one.
You get some fun people. Most of them though, they are literally like that though. They're just arms crossed, and then when you play the last song, then they stand up and go, "Whoa, more!" It's like, well, where was that enthusiasm?
Where were you for the last 2 hours?
Yeah, exactly. Right, so we're gonna have to get this moving because we have run out of time very slightly. What question would you like to ask Lesley?
So I think that everyone has one album that they don't skip a single track from. So what is that album? What's your favourite album?
Right, so what is that album? We'll ask Lesley and stick around and find out the answer. Thank you very much again, Scott.
Thank you.
As I say, if you stick with us, we might get you back on. I think this will be the third time you've been on the podcast.
I think so, that's right, yeah.
Our most popular contributor, so I'm sure we'll get you on again. Right, we're going to get set up and ready for the next act. Thanks for watching so far.
Thanks for having me.
See you in a bit.
If today was all there is, all there'll ever be, if there was nothing more than this, would you spend the day with me? If a smile was all there is, all there'll ever be, if there was nothing more than this, would you wear a smile for me? Wear a smile. Wear a smile. If a dream was all there is, all there'll ever be, if there was nothing more than this, would you dream a dream with me? If your love was all there is, all there'll ever be, if there was nothing more than this, would you bring your love to me? Bring your love. Bring your love. Bring your love.
Thank you. Sponsored by Greg's.
So, Lesley Roley, I've
That's
got
me.
that correct, right, okay. Because I'm notoriously famous for getting names wrong on this podcast. That was absolutely fantastic.
Thank you very much.
So, what's your background in music then? How did you get into music, and has it been a thing from a young age? Or have you,
Actually, my dad, who's standing over there, he used to play the guitar when I was a kid, so there was always a guitar around the house.
Yeah,
My mum
absolutely.
would sing, he would sing, so we'd do like 3-part harmonies together, and then I learned to play the guitar, and then my dad and me started writing the songs together.
Oh, great. So have you got like a big collection of songs? Would you consider yourself like a songwriter first, musician second, or musician second, songwriter first?
It's hard to say. Like I've always been a singer, and I've always written little ditties and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think the two just kind
They
of
do merge together, don't they? That's absolutely fine. That's fun. So they were all your own songs, weren't they, like that you played today?
Yeah.
That's excellent. And trying to think remember what question. Scott asked a question. I'm trying to remember what it is. Everybody has an album where you just do not skip any tracks. You just listened to it all the way through. What would you say yours is?
Well, I feel like it's very stereotypical. It's a very obvious album, but the Blue, Joni Mitchell's Blue album, especially on vinyl, every single song on it just breaks your heart.
Yeah. Would you say that was your Joni Mitchell's your biggest musical inspiration, or is it just a good album?
It's just a great album, but Joni and Paul Simon's lyrics, he's just the most incredible poet. Crosby, Stills and Nash.
I think Paul Simon is my favorite. I mean, I'm a huge Dylan fan. Absolutely love Bob Dylan, but I always think the way Paul Simon writes a song, it's something different.
He's just too clever.
Yeah, that's it. I love Paul Simon. Graceland is one of my favourites. I mean, that would be one of mine. Never skip a track. What we're going to do is we're going to get the next act on, and you're going to sign that for the Hall of Fame or the Wall of Fame. I think Rich has a Wall of Fame somewhere in the.
I think there's a one in the back because there was the feature heads and Maximo Park and stuff like that.
And then you got Lesley Roley on top of that. So look at that. Well, thank you very much, Lesley. Thank you very much for playing. Hope you stick around for the next act. We've got Georgina Gale on next.
Excellent.
Very much looking forward to it.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming down. If we ever do this again, I'm more than happy to invite you back.
Yes,
so
you try and stop us.
Yeah. Right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you later.
I'm glad that I was able to see through. It took its time, you crossed the line, getting into my head. Walked me up after that night. Now you don't exist, I'm stuck in that evening light. With you and your innocent blue-eyed plot, just undercover as another incapable of madness. Your player didn't stay down. I don't think you like that I worked out what you were doing in May. You went fine on and nothing confused me now. I see all the one-sided rules you played out. The character you like to mess about. So you move on, you take it in your stride. Like you're used to it, a crafted routine. I'll be another girl to push aside. Overthinking keeps me up. Although it might change and you will follow that. You and your innocent blue-eyed plot, just undercover as another incapable of madness. Your player didn't stay there. I don't think you like that I worked out what you were doing in May. You went fine on and nothing confused me now. I see all the one-sided rules you played out. A character you like to mess about. Now I see I could never be in your story with your mask. Glory in the way you made me believe you were falling for me. Don't show that side of your character no one else. Oh, yeah, you'd be the villain, but I know I'm not exactly the hero. 'Cause I played the blame game, but you stayed being the villain, Oh, I don't think you like that I worked out what you were doing in May. You went fine on and nothing confused me now. I see all the one-sided rules you played out. A character you like to mess about. All the one-sided rules you played out. A character you like to mess about. All the one-sided rules you played out. A character you like to mess about. Thank you.
So welcome to Off the Stage
Thank you.
podcast bit.
Thank
How did you find your set?
Oh, it's really funny. I really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed watching all the other artists as well. It's been really good. Yeah.
Who's been your favourite so far?
Leslie was really, really good.
Really, wasn't
she? Yeah, I loved her voice.
I'd never heard her
So-
before,
so good.
but when I heard her live, I was like, really, really good.
Yeah, so like such a velvety voice, so smooth.
Yeah. If anybody's missed that part of the podcast, go check
So
out
good.
Lesley Roley.
So good.
She was meant to leave a question for you, and then she forgot. But we got a question off Scott, because he's still here. He was the one on before Leslie.
Okay.
And he's asked, when you write in music, do you take inspiration from any other art forms, i.e. pictures or books? And
Sometimes books, yeah. So like sometimes when I can't think of a subject to write about, I'll maybe take an idea from a book, like a storyline in a book. Well, and I've been reading at the minute, it's like called The Letter. It's got a nice little romantic story going on in it. So taken inspiration from that for one of them recently, yeah.
Cool. I know nothing about books. I read the Harry Potters twice.
You could write about Harry Potter.
That's all I've got. So have you got any upcoming shows original-wise, or any songs that are coming out?
Well, I'm hopefully going to be releasing a song called Character. It was the first one I played.
Yes.
That I've been working on for about a year, so hopefully it'll be coming out soon. But I'm looking to start a band, actually. That would be really fun, because I just love playing with other people.
Yeah.
And I'm playing starting playing at the Botanist. Like, I've only moved
brilliant.
here quite
I'm
recently
there
for
tomorrow, I
uni.
think.
Oh, you actually?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, I've never done it before. I've got my first one a week on Sunday, I think. The
Cool.
5th.
It's nice and chill. It's a long set though.
Is it?
I would
Yeah, it is.
recommend
It's like
getting
two-
it. It's like 3 hours or something.
Yeah.
So I normally pull the chair from the piano and just sit on that.
That's a
and
good
just
idea.
acoustic.
Tips.
I spent like 5-6 gigs there standing up going, oh my god, this is
Your
going
legs
forever.
by the end of it,
Yeah.
like, smaller,
Take a
shorter.
seat. It's acoustic background noise. Simple
Yeah.
enough.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you were to start a band, what kind of instruments would be involved?
Well, I'm up for just sort of experimenting at the minute. I'm lucky enough I've just moved here for uni not too long ago, so just exploring sort of sounds, but yeah, probably like the typical like bass, guitar, singing, drums, you know. Yeah, I
Do
just
you have
love the idea
anything
of playing.
like special, like sax or violins or?
Like, you know, like Sam Fender would have the,
Yeah.
like that. I always love that, but I think, just experimenting with like maybe synths or, you never know, just having a bit of a play.
It's
and
kind of
then,
what you need nowadays, isn't it?
Definitely.
My phone's over there. James gave me a question. I'm going to try and remember how it went. If you could submit any artist from England to represent us in the Eurovision Song Contests,
Okay.
who would it be?
Oh, that's a
and
big
why?
question, big question. Do you know an artist called Keirs?
I don't.
My dad and my grandpa introduced me to her when I was quite young. She's got a beautiful folk voice, folk instruments, and I'd probably say her. She's just amazing. Her writing, everything about her. Yeah. So she's been like a young inspiration for me. So I'd probably say submit her.
Cool.
Yeah.
So on that, who else would you say is your inspirations?
I don't like. I quite like a lot of country pop. So I don't know if you know Alana Springsteen.
No.
She's got a really cool voice. But a lot of Brit pop artists as well, because obviously country music can be done in the UK.
Yeah.
So like Thomas, the Shires. I used to play with my brother quite a lot, so I think the duos. I started playing music with my brother.
Yeah.
So the two duos that would do like Brit country like that, they were definitely an inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So if anybody wanted to find you on social media,
Yeah.
what are your social tags?
Oh.
Tell our guys.
Oh no, that's embarrassing. I actually don't know. I'm on Instagram, so I think that's just like at Georgina Gale Music. I've got a SoundCloud, which is just my name.
Okay.
I'm actually I do like a lot of bedroom demos, and I like in my room, and I'll just put them on
Yes.
SoundCloud to just get them out. I probably need to get my social media game up a little bit there. I'm not really on Facebook,
Yes, you
but yeah, but you did weren't able to
To be
find
fair,
me.
Facebook is slowly dying in that
Okay,
sense.
what would you recommend?
Everyone's on Instagram. TikTok,
Okay.
if you've got the time.
my flatmate made me get it because I'd never had it before, so she made me get it. I'm starting out.
It can be addictive, but if you use it
Yeah.
for music only
Okay.
and try not to
Be
scroll,
strict with it.
Try not to scroll, but
Yeah.
you'll end up scrolling for like 3-4 hours.
Get a bit of inspiration from TikTok.
You
Yeah.
can do. You never know.
Never know.
But yeah, I think Instagram's probably the most popular one. It's the
Cool.
one I didn't use a lot of, and now
Yeah.
I'm trying to. It's
Yeah.
starting to sell a few tickets here and there.
Oh yeah, okay. Maybe I'll.
I
promote
kind of use
that a little
Facebook
bit
for like connecting with musicians.
Yeah, a lot of people like message you through like Messenger, don't they?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, I can't find you, but here we
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
I think we've got a minute left on this.
Okay.
So you've you're saying character's going to come out soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Is it going to be a single? Is it going to be part of an EP, or is it going to be part of a long-awaited album?
Oh.
What's your plan with that?
Well, it's the first song I ever started recording. It was with my friend. I'm from Cumbria. Do you know Penrith?
I know the name.
Carlisle Penrith. So, my friend there is a really great producer. Started recording that with him last January.
Nice.
So I think at the minute probably just a single.
Cool.
But I'd like to release an EP.
Do you have a B-side for it, or are you just going to release the one
A
song?
B-side.
Yes. So.
What's the B-side?
Okay. So I forget you're 19, are you?
Yeah.
So back in the day when singles were released, it came out with the single track and the B-side was like a bonus track.
Oh right. Okay, that's bad. I don't know that. It's so embarrassing.
It doesn't happen that frequent because of the likes of Spotify and stuff, but some people do release like a second.
That'd be cool. Yeah, or like an acoustic version.
Well, some people do that.
Yeah.
They do like that, and then it's like the piano version or
Maybe I'll do that.
instrumentals, etc.
We'll see how well it goes down first.
But you record it, just remove some of the instruments and stuff. You know?
Yeah,
Simple.
that's a good idea.
So before we let you go, we're about to get Chris Norris to play his set.
Yes.
What question would you like to ask him?
What about favourite song lyric or song lyric that you related to the most, maybe?
You're going to have to remind me about that because I'll forget it.
Okay.
But
just think
favourite
lyric.
Song lyric
that
you relate to?
Yeah. What
Cool.
about that? Is that all
that
right?
sounds good.
Cool.
Thank you very much for coming down.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed HMV. It's been
Yeah,
pretty
it's
cool.
brilliant. Coming
And,
back
yeah.
to watch a load more
Yes.
artists. Yeah.
Cool, I think we're done. James, I'll just press the record. Am I okay doing it this time? He told me off last time because he thought I didn't press it at all. Ready, James? 3, 2.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Start off with a new song. It's called Chasing the High. I was standing in the doorway. I was standing in the rain. I saw a homeless drifter walking slowly with his cane. He shouted out, "Hey mister, I may look old and slow, but you see that hell before me. To the top is where I'll go. You know you need it, but you don't know why. So you go on searching, yeah, you can only try. You see the bright, bright lights there up in the sky, and we're all chasing the high, and we're all chasing the high. I was lying in the country, I was looking at the stars. I could reach right up and touch them. They could heal my aching scars, and they could help me on my journey to where I know that I can go. Because I've always been a fighter, standing toe to toe. You know you need it, but you don't know why. So you go on searching, yeah, you can only try. You see the bright, bright lights there up in the sky, and we're all chasing the high, and we're all chasing the high. I was standing in the doorway. The sun had cleared the rain. I looked up on that hilltop. Man, was I going insane. There was a homeless drifter standing with his cane up in the air. I heard him distantly shouting, doubt me if you dare. You know you need it, but you don't know why. So you go on searching, yeah, you can only try. You see the bright lights there up in the sky, and we're all chasing the high, and we're all chasing the high. Chasing the high. Thank you.
Well, welcome back to the podcast, Chris.
It feels good. It feels.
How was that? Did you enjoy it?
Did I? It was good. It was good fun.
That was good.
As always, you know.
So the last time you were on, you were talking about how you were just getting a band together. How's that going?
Brilliant. We did our little mini tour as we planned. We did Sunderland. We did Stockton, Sunderland. Finished up the Clooney. All went swimmingly. Good reviews. Good. Just great fun, and just the buzz of having a powerful band behind us.
It is like it's always one, honestly, and it's always Conor trying to interrupt our. No, there's something about a band behind you that just.
There's something just about going shouting 1, 2, 3, 4 and a whole band kicking off behind you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It never ever get boring as long as I play.
No, never does.
Yeah.
So have you got any upcoming gigs or any upcoming songs you'd like to share with the...
Well, no is the answer, but yes at the same time. I've got a song due for release next month, which is at the final stages of, all the technicalities, the mastering and all that. I think I'm going to have that out. What month are we now? I'm going to have that out by the end of March.
Right, yeah.
So song called All That You Left Behind, which I like.
Are you doing any gigs to promote that? Or
I will be.
Saying if you haven't got a proper release date, it's hard to.
No, it is hard. I mean, we've got some band gigs coming up to announce. There's supporting an artist called Craig Gold, who hasn't announced his UK tour yet, but he's coming up, and we're supporting him up at Little Buildings when he plays there. So there's a few band gigs coming up that I'm going to try and use to promote the new releases. But yeah, I'm just about having fun at the minute, just booking as much as possible and just getting on the road.
Sometimes I forget the main thing about this is the fun.
Exactly.
I've been running around like a headless chicken today. So sometimes I feel like it's like a kind of conveyor belt. And I know Connor's being a bit more chatty to everyone else, and I'm just like, hey, what you do? What's your name?
Well, it is about fun, and you get invited to play HMV. You say yes because
honestly, it's a nostalgic thing for me. It's like
I was the biggest HMV geek in the world when I was younger. My mum jokes, and I don't know if she's joking or not, that when I was little, I asked her to have my birthday party here just to scroll through CDs and DVDs, and she swears it's true. But that's how much I loved HMV.
Yeah.
So.
That's because it's basically my childhood, really. Like you see, just went back in the day when CDs were £10 each. I used to get exactly £10 pocket money every week. So every week I used to come to HMV and make sure I got a CD.
It's the reason I started a vinyl collection, just so I had another excuse to just come here and start scrolling.
It's an expensive hobby.
Yeah.
Vinyl collection.
Yeah.
There was a question Georgina asked to ask you, which was, let's see if I can remember it properly. If there was, what song lyric do you think would represent you and your life most? Quite an ambiguous question.
That's a big question.
It's a big question
for having 20 seconds to answer it.
It's one you need to prepare for, but yeah. Well, I mean, we could expand it to what song? What song would you say?
The song that speaks to me most, I would say, that I get the most buzz from is probably Thunder Road by Bruce Springsteen. That whole song about getting out there and pushing your limits. And
so I can't remember if I said this last time, but you've got such like a Bruce Springsteen vibe. Completely. I mean, would that what you say that would be like your main inspiration?
100%. 100%.
The boss.
Yeah. I love him. I'm going to Rome to see him in May.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice one.
Him, Tom Petty, that genre, you know, that's what I love.
Yeah. It shows, to be honest. Like, it's,
I'll take that as a compliment.
Oh yeah, I should absolutely take that as a compliment. So what we've got, there's one question you need to ask Black Moss. What question would you like to ask them?
Music or just totally
Just
random?
in general, just...
Music, I'm going to ask if you could support any artist in any venue, what would it be?
Good question.
And then I was listening to a conspiracy podcast last night about Bigfoot. Ask her if she believes in Bigfoot, please.
Right,
yeah.
Bigfoot. And who would you like to support?
In what venue?
In what venue? Yeah. Right, that's quite loaded. Yeah. But they're just sound checking now. So what we're going to do is we're going to get you to sign a HMV poster for the Wall of Fame, which is famous Wall of Fame, and we'll listen to Black Moss. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming down. It's an absolute pleasure, as always.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. See you in a bit.
Very sorry for mentioning bad language, yes. I'm not gonna take any more of you. My mama told me it is good for my wit. Let you go. Whoa, whoa. I'm not crying cause you're insecure, only dying cause the love that thought was thriving is nothing more than a ship on the floor. And it's all brought up by these insecurities. They had nothing to do with me, but you still blame me. Oh, it's the same rings we're never gonna see eye to eye. But I'll apologize about 100 times. I will always love you. My mind's elated, I was frustrated. Been smoking so much because I have got no more patience. And I'm all calm now. These stronger paintings, they have no faces. Been drinking so much, contemplating my next step. Call it all whenever you want. Take any more of your stuff. Da 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 da. My mama told me it is good for my wit. Let you go. Oh, I require the respect. I shouldn't have to ask for that, but you made me put my guard up. Now you have lost a friend indeed. Never in all my life ever heard so much strife coming from you, but now you're gone. Please don't let the door hit you on the way out. Smoking so much because I have got no more patience. And I'm all calm now. These stronger paintings, they have no faces. Been drinking so much, contemplating my next step. Call it all whenever you want.
Hi guys.
Hello.
So first off, who is Black Moss? What's your names?
Well, I am Jimmy.
Jimmy?
I'm Molly.
Molly? And where does the name Black Moss come from?
So it's in the Lake District. We went away for my birthday.
Right.
And Jimmy jumped in a few times, I jumped in once and then couldn't do it again. But it was called Black Moss Pop.
Yeah.
So then I think it was just, because I had some really bogus names that I tried to give away. I tried to call with earthy tones and Jimmy was just like looking at us like, I'm just not being called that. And I just feel like it really worked because it was just kind of like Black Moss. It's still like, because obviously I go by Molly Nature as well on Instagram, and that's just like homage to Mother Earth and Gaia and stuff. Yeah. So I just felt like for both of I was like, oh, Black Moss, that sounds cool. And Jimmy was like, yeah, and then that was it.
Yeah, I'd say it does, to be fair. I've seen your names plastered around quite a bit in supports and shows. Who would you say your favourite gigs been that you've either supported or that you've put on?
I because of this brilliant man, I wouldn't say that I have a favourite.
Okay.
Just kind of like enjoy playing with all the people that we have
Has
played
there been
with.
any standouts? Any venues you're like, oh, I'm glad I played that
I think
one?
Karma Coast.
Yeah.
Karma
Karma
Coast is
Coast for sure, yeah.
and the people that run it are amazing as well.
Yeah.
It's just CBD shop in Time Out.
Oh, mint.
Yeah.
Don't think I know of it.
It's
but
class.
Whereabouts in Time Out is it?
It's literally, do you know where the statue is?
Yes.
Of the Victoria Lady.
Yeah.
And then just to the left of there, and it's just one of the, on the side street on the left.
Oh, fantastic. Is that like a regular live music thing, or is it just
They
something you
just
put on?
kind of did it for festivals and stuff, didn't they really?
I think so, yeah. They did as part of the Throw a Stone, like a Stone's Throw festival.
You're saying it wrong because I kept saying it wrong every time.
I'm trying to think artists. We supported Sunflower Thieves recently,
Oh,
who were
they
like
were
incredible, like just like harmonies that just like melt you.
Yeah, that was at Bobbick's, which is awesome. It's a really good venue, and the people that run that as well are really cool.
And then Molly recently put on the first ever gig at the Hooch as well.
At the West Side?
The Hooch. It's
we were the first
down on the
artist
quayside.
to play the Hooch on the quayside.
Right. Wow.
So because my other band has got a residency in Hoochie Coochie, every third Friday of the month we play there. Unfortunately, this lovely man is not in that band, but you know, he does many other things. But yeah, the Hooch was beautiful. I liked playing there, but it was just kind of with our sound system, so it wasn't like. I liked when we played Bobbick's and we supported Nats because it was like all jazzers.
Mm-hmm.
It was all jazz people, so they were just like
serious
silent.
jazz.
Like no one really clapped at the end and that. And I don't know. I was like, whoa, this is weird. But I loved it because I was just like,
yeah. I think one of our things is that we've got a very kind of like raw sound, which can be quite emotional. But then in between the songs, Molly's like a lass from Gateshead, who which can be very like boisterous and funny, but like. Yeah, at this one where all these serious jazzers were listening, like that side of it was just met by silence. Yeah. But I think they appreciated the technical side.
I think they liked the fact that I was authentic. I think they were like, as long as you're yourself, like, and you're not trying to front something, then normally the jazz community really like brings you in.
Well, watching the show there, obviously, with your bits in between, it brings a bit more of a personality to the gig. Like, there's nothing against that. You know, keep that going.
He grills me sometimes on stage, so it might be a silent man.
We had one gig recently where we like started it by up the moss, getting everyone going. Everyone else then, when it was time for the silent, intimate song, was like very like silent, and one of the guys was still stuck in that football chant energy. It's like she's singing a song about her an emotion, a very emotional subject.
But Vice Killer, have you heard of them? They're lovely lads. Yeah. They were one of the on India's night where Frankie Joplin, Vice Killer and us were supporting India. They picked the man up because obviously it was nice and it was funny, but then it was like my dad had passed and that was the song about that, and I'd introduced it like that, even though I said I know I'm a bit rowdy, but like
this is the soft song.
This is the soft song, so calm down, and he didn't calm down. So
Vice Killer, great band, great bouncers as well.
Oh, they're lovely. I love them. They're absolutely gorgeous lads. They're just really genuine. And Ellen, you've met Ellen.
Yeah,
Ellen's
she's been on the podcast.
Yeah, we love Ellen. Ellen's mint.
Yeah. Just quickly going into, you mentioned a band. Is this an originals band as well?
Yes.
What's the difference between that? Good. What's the difference between that and your duo that we've seen today?
Oh.
What kind of instruments are there? Is there
What kind of instruments aren't there?
Yeah, it's like an eight-piece collective that just keeps growing, and we have rotating members as well, so we don't just like stick to the same, like, this is our band. It's like me and Finley, who are the heads of Swan Neck, and we run everything, but you know, we have trumpet players, we have saxophone players, we have cellists, we have anyone that I meet, and I'm like, do you want to play a bit of jazz?
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh well, let's go hoochie coochie.
I think in terms of difference, like, I think that project really allows Molly to show her like her incredible like projection of her voice, because you know, she's like not competing, but like singing over the top of like 8 instruments.
Yeah.
Whereas with us, I think it's very much, you know, like more like raw, stripped back, like really playing with the like dynamics and
I find it all music,
voicings
not that all my music's intimate, but I find our music's more intimate because it's just like the balance between the both, and like with any artist that I ever perform with, I've just got mad respect for musicians. Like, it's not all about the singer, it's about like all the textures that come together, and I'm just very passionate about that. And realistically, I wouldn't be sat here if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
Because he met me in Blues and Bourbon and was like playing music, and he was like, "You cannot not sing." And I was like, "Yes, I can." And he was like, "Well, no, you can't."
I mean, she do what she wants, but like,
no,
people need to hear that stuff, you know.
No, it was nice.
But just before we let you go, one, HMV are going to ask you to sign 2 of those.
Yay.
One for you to keep and one for them to put on their Wall of Fame.
Awesome.
And secondly, we're doing a thing where the artist before has asked a question, and then you're going to ask a question to the next artist on.
Woo.
So before we left, Chris asked, who would you, if you had a chance to support anyone in the world, and which venue would it be at?
We're going to have different answers.
Very different answers to
that. I would have said Santa the Great or Little Sims or Green Tea Pen, because they're more just like my icons, and I just look up to them so much.
I think in terms of pure fun, like, there's a band that I've seen twice called Afro Celt Sound System, who are like a fusion of like traditional Celtic music and like Afrobeat African stuff. It's like impossible to describe, but like I'd being backstage and watching that would be pretty special.
Yeah.
And then also just Radiohead,
I knew you were gonna say that.
because they're Radiohead.
There you go.
And if you had to pick your venue to support them at, which one would it be?
Ooh.
I would want somewhere hot, just for the excuse of being somewhere hot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I should probably look into that more. I'm just like, I don't know, good sound systems, that's a good idea. Just a festival in France.
Maybe a festival on a beachfront, something like that. Would be nice. Speaking of lovely venues, though, just a little shameless self-promotion plug. We're playing the Sage next month on the 16th of February. With 2 other really cool artists as well. And it's pay as you feel as well. So come hear some amazing acoustics.
We don't know when these are going to get aired, but in case we miss that date, we'll also advertise. Drop us a message. We advertise the guys when we can. We'll try and push that out for you as well.
Awesome.
But yeah, before we let you go, what question would you like to ask Jonathan? And he'll answer it on his section.
You're better with this type of thing, aren't you?
Okay, I'm gonna go down the sincere route. I think.
Good.
I'm just, what is something that he thinks that people could do to just make the local music scene in Newcastle more wholesome and inclusive?
Yes, the answer is start a podcast that me and James
there
have
we
done.
go.
But yeah, we'll get that answer off Jonathan. Thank you very much for coming down. Just before, can you tell everybody what your social tags are to find you? And we'll leave it there. So
on Instagram we are Black 8 Moss. On Facebook, type in the same or just Black Moss.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much.
8's my favourite number.
Okay.
Yeah. Turn it on its side, it's infinite, so then you've got infinite power.
Infinite
Exactly.
eights.
Exactly. Why
Infinite
not?
Moss.
Well, thank you very much for coming down, guys. We're going to go watch
mate.
Jonathan next. And,
Amazing. Yeah, we'll stick around.
See you in a bit.
Yes.
Here's another one you wrote because it's way too hard. The reaping all the seeds you sow. Show them who you are. I will not play that game. Wouldn't be the same, though it would be easier. If there's no one to write, we'll watch it slowly tide. We may see it disappear. Can't relate to what you play. I played it for myself. Can't relate to what you say, the words of someone else. I will not play that game. It wouldn't be the same, though it would be easier. If there's no one to write, we'll watch it slowly die. We may see it disappear. I will not play that game. Wouldn't be the same, though it would be easier. If there's no one to write, we'll watch it slowly die. We may see it disappear. I will not play that game. Wouldn't be the same, though it would be easier. If there's no one to write, we'll watch it slowly die. We may see it disappear.
Thank you very much.
Take a quick sip of this. This podcast is not sponsored by Monster.
I'm trying to have a day off from Monster today. I've only had about 5,000 cans this week.
I'm a caffeine addict, I tell you. It's not sponsored by Monster, but if Monster would like to give me money to advertise...
Other energy drinks are available.
Yes, they are.
And I've tried them all.
What's your favourite?
Red Bull.
Red Bull, yeah.
I like the Lidl's Own Mate on the Kong. That's what's quite nice.
I've never had Lidl's Own Mate. Honestly, I'm a Monster fiend.
I do love Monster.
That or Relentless is the other one.
I kid myself and have the sugar-free one, then I'm being healthy.
I'm like, if I'm feeling particularly like, I'm on a diet.
Yeah. I'll only have 4 today.
Yeah.
I drink way too much.
Oh no, same here. Right, so Jonathan, welcome to the podcast. How did you find that?
Absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
brilliant venue. And
honestly, it's
lovely, supportive people.
Yeah,
loved seeing Black Moss and Chris. I know Chris. Excellent performer.
We've had Chris on the podcast before.
Yeah, I'm on a lot of mutual playlists of his, and
right.
Quite a lot of the time when my song's coming on, and
it comes out.
I've got quite aware of a lot of local artists who like mutual playlists.
Oh, that's cool. So I noticed one of your songs you mentioned it was about raising awareness for like mental health and
totally
stuff.
I have a lot of mental health problems, a lot of anxiety, so the main reason I do music is like a way out of that. I write down the thoughts and I try and put them in sort of rhythmic sort of themes. And I would advise anyone, if you've got any sort of mental health problems, just be creative in some way, whether it be writing or drawing or just singing in some way, and it's really helped me.
Yeah, because you surprise yourself with like what you can write, and you do. Sometimes if I write a song, especially if it's like a personal song, I don't know I'm writing it until it's there and think, oh, actually, like if it does, it helps get you.
A lot of my songs are about going from the dark to the light, you know. So I'll often write them in a dark place, but a lot of the time when it's wrote and being performed, I often feel like a weight's been like a catharsis. I feel it's just so much better. Yeah. So it's the main top fuel for songwriting. Really.
It's the energy that you, especially like playing it live as well. There's something.
And when you meet a few people who say they enjoyed it, or you see a bit of movement, it's just the best feeling.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I do like a good ego boost every now and then.
Totally. Yeah. Well, I certainly need it at times.
Yeah. No, they're great songs, to be honest.
Oh, thank you.
There was a question Black Moss asked, which was, if you could do anything to help boost the local scene, what do you think would be the best thing to do it?
I would say we just got to keep pushing original music, encourage people to write, and encourage venues to entertain more like original artists. It's very easy for a venue just to have someone on and they play the generic sort of pub covers, like Bon Jovi and that. But I think it's far more interesting to see like original bands and stuff you're not familiar with, and then hopefully if we all did that, the scene would grow.
That's true. It's people power, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's the thing.
There's too many venues that just rely upon the crowd pleases, the band to play the same 20 songs that they've probably heard, and a lot of people don't like it unless they've heard it before. But I just like to change that. People to get familiar with original artists.
I'm absolutely the same. No, see, it's people power. That's what we're trying to do here. Really, we're trying to get all the local musicians together.
I know it's fantastic. What you do.
I wish we could pay everyone to be fair, but it's
hopefully if word catches on and it becomes like regular events, then it will be.
That's it. If people are willing to. The thing is, that's all it takes. Really, it's the pubs to give local bands a chance. I mean, I've never had anything. I mean, to be fair, I can talk. I'm going with the band tonight. I'm playing a pub gig, but that's all there is.
We've all been there. We've all got to pay the bills.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. But if more pubs just put the confidence in like an originals band, listen, we'll give you £200 for tonight to play.
Chances are a lot of bands, like a lot of the performers you see like today would easily do some excellent pub gigs, if they were given the chance to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I come from quite a rural area of County Durham, and a lot of pubs around there, they just want, you've just got to come and you've just got to play the generic sort of covers, and I find it so more interesting when you see performers who are at least doing something different, that you don't hear every day.
Because like it's as well with a lot of pub gigs, it's the bands tend to do the same songs.
They do.
So you're getting a different band each week, but you're still getting the exact same songs.
But it's like around the County Durham area, you literally must hear the same 20, 30 songs, like Bon Jovi, and which is all fine within its field, but I'd just like to hear a bit more variety.
Yeah, it's play it too safe. Yeah. So that's. So this is a direct to the pubs. Put more local music on.
That's the message.
Yeah, that's the message. Put more, especially in County Durham.
Original artists.
Original artists.
Like anyone you've seen today, I'm sure could put like a great gig on. Could put some interesting covers. Have their own compositions, and it just would be. And then hopefully, if those people get more exposure, then the songs will grow. And just, it felt like there was a scene maybe 20, 30 years ago in the 90s, like the sort of Britpop scene. And then maybe with the Arctic Monkeys and stuff like that, but it seems like since then there hasn't really been a strong original scene, that we really get our teeth into, Well, and that would be nice to see.
Yeah, well, hopefully more and more people will listen and watch the podcast, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of a community growing, and people will be more inclined to watch.
And hopefully there's an event like this, people will tell their friends, and hopefully the word will catch on. It'll be good for everyone, and then everyone will grow.
Absolutely. Right, so what we're going to do now is you're going to sign your name, and it's going to go on the which is lovely Wall of Fame. I don't know where it is actually. I should really find
it's
it.
Quite a privilege to be on the Wall of Fame.
Yeah. You'll get probably best with the. So you've got one to sign, then you've actually got one. That's for you to take home as well.
You.
There you go.
I shall treasure it.
Yes, frame it.
Yeah, I'm getting quite a collection on my kitchen wall,
Yeah. And the last thing we're going to ask is if you've got have you got a question for Jimmy so he can answer?
Question.
It can be anything, to be honest. Like it's what's your favourite cheese or?
How can we get our original recordings out there a bit more? A lot of the time we've got them on sort of digital sites. How can we maybe get them heard by more people?
So to try and frame it. So what do you think is the best way of getting music out there more?
Yeah,
something like that.
More. Yeah, so if you've got them on, say Spotify, maybe with sort of something that's seen by, you can guarantee you can put it up there and it'll be seen by thousands and thousands of people. It feels like a lot of the time when you put it on like Spotify, it's what a lot of people do, so you might get a few listeners. And,
spot on.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Jonathan. It's been an absolute honour. And we'll get straight on to watching the next act.
Thank you very much.
Keep staying tuned. We'll see you in a bit. Right.
this week and I want more. You dressed in black, don't look back, I want more. Take me by the hand, your trouble, and talk dirty to me. You only call me when you're high, your voice just blows my mind. Shout about you slim petite, don't know how to move your feet. Make those hips with me and talk dirty to me. Dirty to me, and talk dirty to me, and talk dirty to me.
Thank you. We got the right chord in the end.
Well, Jimmy Madden, well played.
Thank you very much.
I really enjoyed that. I caught the start of it and I caught the last two songs.
Yeah.
But I was away mid. But
all the important parts.
Yeah, that's exactly it, isn't it? That's the. That's what they say, isn't it? So as long as you start well and you finish well, everything in between is.
Well, it's like my sort of philosophy is sort of leaving deaf, blind, and wanting more on the first three.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of. Do what you need to do, yeah.
Absolutely.
I must say, I did destroy the set a little bit. Everything sort of fell down as I got on, so.
Nothing like a bit of rock and roll in HMV Newcastle.
Too much dancing, I think.
That's Connor's, bless him, he's putting them up now. That's pretty cool. How did you find it anyway?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Obviously, it's always a good time to be back in the northeast anyway. Yeah. First show of 2023, I think it's gone right.
That's
new shirt. You got my haircut yesterday.
Looks groovy.
First gig, yeah.
You talked to Connor before, and Connor said, make sure you tell the audience what you told him about Australia.
Oh, yeah. So I was living in Australia for a while there and got booked for a gig. Randomly got a phone call for a gig out in a very rural part of Victoria, which anyone who's not familiar, just sort of think, what rural people you expect to be. Turn up at this pub, makeup on, hair done, eyeshadow, lipstick, platform shoes, whole glam rock thing. And literally walked in and you could hear the beers go down the table and the jukebox get pulled and every conversation, it really was like that.
Like a slaughtered lamb kind of honky tonk playing.
Yeah, and I went to the guys booking me, I went, listen mate, you keep the money, I'll go. And he goes, look, you're here now, you might as well. So it's an Australian band, if anyone's familiar, called Cold Chisel, who were big in the 80s in Australia, and I just had my phone perched against a pint pot with I thought, sod my songs. I just played theirs, and at the end of it, it worked because everyone got so hammered that they sang along. And this bloke, as I was leaving, he goes, "Don't know who you're supposed to be, mate, but you're all right." I thought, I'll take that.
Yeah, I get it. Win the crowd over and stuff.
Exactly.
So that meant, I take it that's your primary field of music, the glam rock style.
I would say, yeah. I just think it's it's just a chance not to take yourself a bit too seriously in Northing, which is always important.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Are you part of a band, or do you just do it
No, so it's just sort of me. I mean, I have had bands and perhaps when touring around, but a lot of the time it's just when you're on the road, when I've gone through Asia, it's just been me. And
it's easier, isn't it?
It is, because I can barely get myself places on time, so it's boring about me is enough, really.
No, that's pretty cool. There was a question that Jonathan Honor asked if I can try and. It was quite long-winded. I'm just trying to I'm trying to condense it. It was along the lines of what would be your ideal way of release, format of releasing music. What would, if you're gonna release a song, what would be your favourite kind of way of?
I think as in
I think so.
Format like vinyl. I think you've got to go vinyl. Maybe cassette or 8-track.
8-track.
Let's go right about.
Vinyl now is the thing to be in it. That's the way to go.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's now the biggest selling. It's gone past CDs and all. So we'll have to get my face on some vinyl, I reckon.
Yeah, it's mad how it's because that was the original form of listening to music, vinyl, and it's just never changed, has it really? Technology improved, but stood the test of time.
I remember when I was in high school, it was all legal download, LimeWire, and destroying your family computer. And, and it was that's where everyone just thought music was going. It was just going to be free and accessible, and that the idea of people buying something that would be gone. But I think people prefer physical.
They do.
I think maybe DVDs or VCRs will come back.
I thought this because there's too many subscription services nowadays. So you're spending £250 a year on all these subscription services. I reckon DVDs are gonna make a comeback.
Well, I can never decide. I go into Netflix and I spend half an hour flicking through what I don't want to watch.
By the time
I'm knackered by the time I find something. I prefer with the telly when you put it on and that was it.
That's
you got Only Fools and Horses and
got
that
what
was
you're given.
it.
You're gonna listen. I would prefer that. No, I reckon DVDs are gonna make a comeback.
Yeah, I like to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any new music or releases or gigs coming out that you'd like to promote?
Yes, actually. So I've got my second album, Jimmy Madden 2, very inspired name. I can only count to 3, so I don't know what I'm going to do on my 4th record. But that's coming out in April 20th, I believe. I've just had the first single, which was Talk Dirt to Me. It's come out, which has done very well, and there's sort of 2 more singles to come leading into it. So hopefully people keep buying it, and then I'm looking at being in New York for a couple of shows in a couple of months, and then just typical bouncing around the UK, everywhere that will take me really.
It's easier to get yourself around the UK though, because it's
it is, you know what I mean, it's it's only 3 hours to get here today, that's nothing for me. 3 hours to get out my driveway. I used to live in Australia.
Where do you live
then? Sheffield.
Oh really?
Yeah,
so you came all this way from Sheffield?
Landed in Sheffield, I really came out to watch some football, but they haven't. Newcastle haven't progressed any further.
Bless them.
Just my lot.
I'm a Sunderland supporter, so that's fine.
But it was strange. On the train coming through Sunderland, I thought, I don't know about this.
Everyone says that. But we do the podcast in Sunderland. That's where we record the podcast.
Oh right,
There's a place called the Ship Isis. It's one of those really vintage, old-fashioned pubs. Really lovely. Really good beer selection as well. That's the thing with Sunderland, you take a look at it and you think, but there is hidden gems if you look closely. It's this thing. But anyway, I think we're going to get the next act on.
Yeah.
We've got a thing for you to sign for, which is Wall of Fame. Somewhere up there. I always forget it. And what question would you like to ask our next guest, Ste?
Oh, I won't throw him under. I do know Ste well. We've done quite a few tours together, so I won't throw him under the bus completely. But you can ask him why he has an inability to drink a full pint on its own.
Right.
He likes the shandy. He likes to mix the lemonade in. And
why can't you drink a full pint?
Why can't you drink a full pint? Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be. I don't even know if he's listening. No, he's not.
No. He did. He warned me not to throw him under the bus too badly. So.
Right, so why can't you finish a pint? Well, that's absolutely brilliant. Well, thank you for driving all the way from Sheffield.
No, you're right. Yeah, well, actually, the funny thing, before I jump off it, we got the train here, and the train stopped halfway because the bloke was claiming he had a gun.
Oh, shit.
And so I'm sitting on the train. Train's not moving anywhere. This chap's there's got a gun. But the old bill come on like nothing, and dogs and all. Didn't. It was just being. But I thought I won't make it to the gig.
Oh shit!
Not because I'm doing anything rock and roll, but because I'm stuck on the train.
That's
in between platforms. So
I
thought that's not quite. When I was looking for the rock and roll world, that wasn't quite what I was expecting. The LNER
a pretend gun threat. Stopping you from playing your music. That's spot on.
But I made it here. I just got to make it home. I'll go past a good pub, I think.
Yeah,
on the way
get
back.
yourself. I'm trying to think what there's a mint. If you, I mean, are you staying here all?
Got quite a
day,
bit
or-
of time, yeah. So
because there's a cool pub. I don't know if it's going to be open yet. It's called Blues and Bourbon.
Blues and Bourbon. Yeah.
Get yourself down
Yeah.
there. It's like a classic dive bar. It's like an underground
brilliant,
thing.
yeah. Oh,
It's got
right, my sort of
all
thing
the neon
then, yeah.
lights in it. Honestly, yeah. You'd fit right in.
Oh,
well right in.
fab.
I give that a go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining us.
No, thank you for having
and
me on.
Thanks for coming all the way as well.
No, my pleasure. So it's fab. Cheers.
Spot on. Well, we're gonna go right back to Ste and
Ste,
let's see him perform.
All right.
See you in a bit. Thank you.
We used to knock on each other's doors, we didn't have to rely on mobile phones. We took it to the streets and roamed around the town. We're gonna ride up to the hills on our bikes and get cheap thrills. If I knew then what I do now, though I'd have turned around. Now sometimes I just shake my head, I have to laugh. I don't believe what I've seen. You've got your friends and I got mine. Just keep your distance, the space in between, cause there's a reason for the sign on the door. All that you do is talk. I can't take any more. Some of the things people will do for fame, but you know it yourself that I'm not that way inclined. So just leave me alone, I don't want to hear it, just leave me behind. Spare me the details if you don't mind. Sometimes I just shake my head, I have to laugh. I can't believe where I've been, I'm not looking for trouble. Trouble finds me, I had enough of your stories, you never listen. So just leave me alone. Do us a favour, no more misbehaviour, and maybe someday you'll find a place of your own. Just leave me alone. I heard it all before. I had enough of your lies. Your words are empty, man, yeah. Open your eyes. I'll tell you that much for free, son. A word to the wise. So just leave me alone. I heard it all before. I had enough of your lies. Your words are empty, man, yeah. Open your eyes. I'll tell you this much for free, boy. A word to the wise. Talk is cheap. Cheers.
You weren't good before. We were absolutely fine.
Oh, all right then. Do you want me to
But you're
start again?
like, yes, shall we start? We'll start again.
Take two. Fucking James.
And that's what they call. I'm going to keep this all in, by the way. It's just like,
yeah, do it.
So yeah, in case you didn't hear what we've said, we had Ste Walker to end our HMV Live Lounge. I'm going to call it HMV Live Lounge.
Yeah.
We never gave it an actual name. Sorry, how did you find that?
No problem. No, I really enjoyed it. Like I say, I think it's important to help local musicians get their music out there. and be heard. So yeah, I'm just very grateful to have been involved, and I really enjoyed it.
Have you played HMVs before? This is the first one.
This is the first time I've played at HMV. I've been invited to play at the one in Lincoln.
Okay.
And my
roughly where you're from, isn't it?
Well, I live in Lincoln. I'm originally from Middlesbrough, and I used to live in Newcastle for a good few years. So I try to get back here as much as I can, which is how I heard about this. And yeah, you've kindly just taken one of my CDs for the store as well.
Fantastic.
So happy with that.
Yeah, man. And every sale counts, you know.
Yeah,
I don't sell mine. I just give Rich a box of CDs and go, give them away. So I order too many, and they don't leave my house. I'm like, just have them, have it.
Fair one. Well, I'm actually raising money for mine charity at the moment. So yeah, anything that I get from my music, I'm contributing to that at the moment.
Oh, fantastic. This is where James would insert the clap soundboard button, but he hasn't got the soundboard today.
Well, technically,
remember, insert clap.
Yeah. Well, we'll just, you know.
Can I clap myself?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just did.
Yes. Yeah. No, you know what, James? That was a good deal. We'll do a little review after this section.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the previous podcast because I was out soundchecking with yourself. Well, every musician has left a question for the next one. So, James, what was Jimmy's question?
Jimmy's question to you was, how come you can't finish a full pint?
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't like full lager.
Yeah.
So I drink shandy, and I take a bit of heat for it.
Yeah.
But I like what I like, and I make no apologies. So.
Fair enough.
So that's your answer. So I'll just say, Jimmy, it's because he likes what he likes, and he doesn't take. Well, I can't drink the pint. That's he likes what he likes. That's his answer.
James, can you be a bit more professional, please?
Well, sorry. I know that is so unprofessional of me. Just never mind.
That's a great running joke because I'm the least professional podcast host you're ever going to meet.
You seem pretty professional to me.
If we've got any visual viewers rather than audio, you might notice that I broke the sign.
Yeah, it's absolutely like.
But we've got Electric Circus came. Thank you very much, guys. Electric Circus. They came down to watch the entire day.
Yeah, they did.
Or at least a couple of them did.
Yeah.
And they gave us a new sticker. So that, if you can see it, that's what's on the current broken. But we need a new board.
We do. Yeah. So if you'd like to donate to Off the Stage for.
I think it's pretty rock and roll myself. I kind of like it.
Makes sense.
I quite like it actually.
Keep it, I reckon.
Yeah, man. Before we let you go, HMV are going to ask you to sign a couple of these.
No problem.
One, I believe you get to keep, the other goes in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's great.
Whilst you're doing that, have you got any, because there's no more musicians, any questions for me, James, and Rich?
Yeah, I was going to ask you all actually, which lyric you're most inspired by in your life?
Oh, we've had that today, you know.
That's
oh, hey, we'll still take it.
I'd quite like to answer that one.
Okay.
Should we answer this now, or should we wait for Rich?
We'll get Rich on, and we'll answer it then.
Yeah.
Because I've got to think about that.
Yeah, I've got to really think about it.
I mean, I've got lyrics tattooed on my arm. That kind of has to take a point.
There's a lyric I'm thinking of, but I don't actually follow it.
Yeah.
But later, we'll discuss it later.
Yeah, man. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for coming on.
Same to you guys, no problem.
Just before we let you go, can you tell our lovely audience where to find you? What's your social media tags?
I put most of my stuff on Instagram initially at the moment. If you search Ste Walker Music, you might even get away with Googling me. I think I put that much stuff online.
SEO, tactics, that's.
If you search Ste Walker, you don't know me, you can't go far wrong.
Cool.
And thanks for paying attention.
No, it's been fantastic. Thank you very much for coming down. There was a lot of people out there that were quite impressed with yourself. Obviously, as you've seen before, James pressed the record button, a fella came over, handshaking, and got a CD off yourself. So
yeah, I appreciate that.
It's been a good day out.
It has, yeah.
Thank you very much for coming down.
Not a problem.
We'll do a little bit with Rich to kind of finale this podcast, but
we'll have a pint or a shandy.
Yeah, shandy for me.
Mint. Well, thank you very much. Get them signed, get yourself off the stage, and we'll see you next time.
Sure, no problem. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is our final section of the podcast. If we have any visual viewers watching, you'll notice that we have somebody else to finalise this podcast with. He's been a massive fan of the show probably since day 2, I'd say. Maybe day 1.
Yeah, about that far back.
This is Rich from HMV Newcastle. And this is where James is meant to have the soundboard.
we can fill in the soundboard. It's not. It's like
Yeah, thank you very much for having us down.
Yeah, thank you.
How do you think today's gone?
It was really good. Everything went smoothly. Everyone did fantastic, really good sort of representation of themselves, which is the main thing that I really hope for, that people are going to come in and just enjoy it. It's the whole point of this is advertising themselves and making new fans and getting to an audience that they might not necessarily have. So when people come in, I always hope that they're going to perform how they want to and don't think that they've got to restrain themselves in any way or perform in a subdued way. So it's been really good. Obviously it was acoustic versions for a lot of people who maybe not necessarily do acoustic stuff normally, but everyone was great. It was
I think
really
so. I
good
don't
day.
think there was anyone there I thought, ooh.
No,
Like there were some people that are just starting out and you're still like, really good.
You could, especially the Emelia, it was her first gig, wasn't
First
it?
ever gig, wasn't it?
First performance
So
ever.
what you were
yeah.
saying, she did really well, especially with the peer pressure of Darth Vader turning up halfway through.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a lot.
Half the cast of Star Wars turning up
I think
halfway through.
I think we've scarred her for life, actually.
But it's memories, which is what we want.
exactly it,
A lot of people maybe aren't as jaded as myself, who's worked for HMV for 24 years now. So a lot of people who come in go, this is where I used to buy albums as a kid. Like, I love HMV.
I think that's what Lesley said. Like it's that novelty of playing HMV.
It's great seeing the looks on people's faces as they're sat performing and just enjoying it, which is what we want, really, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
That's what we like to do.
I enjoyed it when I played. I've enjoyed today, even though I kind of maybe an hour ago I felt a bit like, it's a long day of just standing up and
Where you can see,
checking.
like from me doing the interviews, you can see the moment where I'm like stress levels are like up there. You can see which I think it was
after
Chris,
the second people.
Conor
didn't record it.
After Chris Norris, you could see us just calm down a little bit. You know, just I was thinking it's not.
I love
should
watching
relax
you
a
panic.
I don't.
Got a couple of questions, so we'll go through. Obviously, at the end of every person we've had on, they've left a question. It's for all of us. So Ste Walker asked us, which lyric would we say most inspires us? Have you got one?
Well, there's always one that hits, like that I always have in my mind, and I never really follow. And it's from Bob Dylan's "Hard Rain's Gonna Fall," and it's the last lyric. It says, "And I know my song well before I start singing." I do not follow that. But I always look like, that's actually a really good point. You should know your songs well before you start singing.
Yes.
But
I don't know any of my songs I'm playing tonight.
No.
Little Burns in like 3 hours. What would yours be?
Well, I've got 2 song lyrics tattooed on myself, so I should go with those. My mum's mum died quite suddenly, and sort of in my head associated it with a song that was massive at the time, which was "Fear" by Ian Brown, and the main sort of like hook of that is "For Everything a Reason." And she used to do a lot of stuff with schools and groups of kids, teaching them how to do sort of like home economic style things. And a little after she died, there was a story in the news about a bus crash in Brazil, I think it was. And it was something like 12 children were killed in this bus crash. So I kind of did the association in my head of that. If there is a higher place, she was needed to help take care of these kids who'd sort of like who'd gone somewhere. So "For Everything a Reason" was always something that I sort of like stuck with. Since then I've got another "Keep What You Got, Hold It, Don't Stop" lyric tattooed on us as well, which I always think is quite important to, if you really care about something, keep hold of it and sort of like give it your all sort of thing. So they're probably the 2 main ones for me.
I've got Ollie Murs' lyrics tattooed, but it was the first song on his first album called "Change Is Gonna Come," and the lyrics are, "We've learned to walk, but now it's time to run." And it's cheesy as that is, it's one of them, like, once you've done one thing, you do the next, and you do the next, and
momentum.
Subconsciously, I've kind of followed that since I've heard the song. Like, I don't listen to the song all the time. It's kind of like my mentality of, all right, this album's out, the next one's recorded, right, the next gig's coming up, etc., etc.
That's just Jimmy walking.
Bye, Jimmy.
Down,
But yeah, so it's always like it's the next step. There's no stopping. You've learned to walk. Now run. Now do the next one. Now do the next one. And here we are, podcasting in HMV. After
Yeah.
less than a year.
You know what? Actually, you know what my lyric should be. Don't worry.
It should be, but you'll never follow that, will you?
No, I don't follow lyrics much.
Yeah. So, final question. You listen to the podcast quite frequently.
Every week.
Yeah. Would you say you're looking forward to hearing yourself on the podcast?
No, not at all. No.
It takes a bit of getting used to.
Yeah, I mean, you've said before, it's on one of the most recent ones, you've said that I'll listen to it when I'm coming to work.
Yeah.
Because I'll live in South Shields, but I'll get off the bus in Gateshead and walk into town. So quite often I'm walking over at the high level bridge or somewhere, and usually hear one of you two mention it, and it's weird. Like last week I was buying some food for my lunch, and I was like, oh yeah. But it's nice. Like what the pair of yous are doing is fantastic. I think it's very important supporting sort of local artists, and like obviously that's what I do here. But it's the pair of you obviously working musicians and helping to promote other musicians around. It's much needed.
I think there's better original musicians than cover musicians in the Northeast.
Absolutely.
I want to see more original acts this year rather than just go, I'll go for a pint there. If I'm free, I'm going to go see like a live band or something, whoever's on. That's been good.
I've enjoyed it.
This has been a really good day, to be fair.
Yeah, that's all.
If anybody wants to follow HMV, I believe your social tags are HMV Newcastle.
Yes, we've got a new TikTok, so it's now at HMV_Newcastle because the last one got blocked.
Nice.
Oh, no way. I like that.
If you ever want to check out any live and local artists, every other Saturday, Rich will be putting someone on up here, exactly where we've done the set. It's in Eldon Square. If you're not sure which Saturday, as long as I'm on the ball and I haven't forgot, I will update a gig guide every week, and that'll get promoted. If you've enjoyed us, go check us out. We're Off the Stage Podcast. You can check us on Spotify, YouTube. We've got Instagram, Facebook. We don't have Apple because I didn't sort that out. Fuck them. We're Off the Stage UK, Off the Stage 2 on Twitter, and any inquiries, email us offthestageuk@gmail.com. We've got a couple of gig stories propped out, So we'll have to save them for the next week.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
But thank you very much for listening. Thank you for having us, Richard.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us.
And we will see you next time.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to keep those.
Hi, I'm Ollie Murs, and you've been listening to Off the Stage Podcast. Make sure you tune in next time.